Mr. President, I would not rule out the chance to preserve a nucleus of human specimens. At the bottom of some of our deeper mine shafts.
How long would you have to stay down there?
I would think that possibly 100 years.
You mean people could actually stay down there for 100 years?
It would not be difficult, my Fuhrer. Nuclear reactors could... I'm sorry, Mr. President. Nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. Greenhouses could maintain plant life. Animals could be bred and slaughtered. Quick survey would have to be made of all the available mine sites in the country. But I would guess that dwelling space for several 100,000 of our people could easily be provided. Of course, it would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included to foster and impart the required principles of leadership and tradition.
Everyone please, step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
Okay. No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
War. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes.
Released in 2015, Fallout 4 is no spring chicken, and much like the main character you play within its sprawling open-world sandbox, it isn't the years that seem to matter much. Longevity and what you do with the time given is pretty much at its center.
Codsworth, what happened to the world?
The world, Mum? Well, besides our geraniums still being the envy of Sanctuary Hills, I'm afraid things have been dreadfully dull around here.
Codsworth, you're acting a little weird. What's wrong?
Mum, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing! And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! How do you polish rust?
Developed by Bethesda Game Studios, Fallout 4 is a gigantic action RPG that spans across the New England Commonwealth, reshaped by nuclear war. Set within this post-apocalyptic landscape, the main storyline follows your character's search for their son, who was kidnapped in the midst of an experimental cryogenic suspension, leaving you to navigate a world that has completely transformed from when you were last conscious. It also incorporates a surprisingly deep and detailed building component, where players may opt to rebuild settlements for survivors in the wasteland. Though it certainly enjoyed a bit of a resurgence with the release of the Amazon TV series adaptation of the franchise, Fallout 4 was released many moons ago in the fall of 2015. And yet, despite its age, it's remarkably playable today.
Minutemen? So now I'm traveling backward in time.
Protect the people at a minute's notice. That was the idea.
Gotta love the irony of the reverse damsel in distress scenario. Question is, why did our heroine risk life and limb for an old private eye?
You lose your owner, buddy? Okay, then. Let's stick together.
Augmented with several DLC expansion releases that added new zones to discover and play through, as well as a ton of additional content for player settlements, outfits, decorations, and weapons. The game's longevity is testimony to the base world design and setup, and in particular the deeply devoted community of modders who modified and kept the game relevant through the past decade. To Bethesda's credit, it had embraced a flexible attitude and support toward the modding community at large, and even introduced their own line of purchasable skins and items for the franchise through their Creation Club. But we would be remiss not to highlight the dedicated modding community that literally made the game into a living, growing sandbox world with thousands of new material, texture and resolution upgrades, game overhauls, new weather and atmospherics, artwork, in-game collectibles, weapons, clothing, additional quests and storylines, new interactive voiced characters, and original instance zones that all integrate with and improve the base game. The ambition and work that went into many of them is impressive, and in some cases are so large and well produced that they could easily be defined as an expansion or overhaul of the original game. With its brilliant mix of iconic design elements of America in the 1950s, weaved with sci-fi genre notes of that era, as well as the soundscape, music, and language that belies a period of darker existential realities, Fallout 4 works so well because it's framed with deft sarcasm.
Allow nuclear protection on a budget. total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you. That's why we at Vault-Tec have prepared these educational materials for you to better understand the 7 defining attributes that make you special. Now, let's discuss the uses of agility. A nuclear blast and the subsequent fallout will have many adverse effects on life as we know it. Intensive, prolonged radiation exposure may transform those above ground into decrepit, rotting beings that have lost their ability to reason. They will likely be without common manners and quick to anger. You must learn to make the most of available firearms, but enthusiasm will only take you so far. Regularly study your Vault-Tec provided materials to prepare for survival. And to answer the question, do you know what makes you special?
There is a timelessness and pervasive satirical tone throughout the game that makes traversing through a world that has ostensibly blown itself up palatable and even fun.
More stairs? Who built this damn vault? A fitness instructor?
The sweet spot for building any game world, and harkens to the brilliant satire in such seminal films as Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove.
Hey, you wore my thing for it. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Shoot it off! Shoot with a gun! That's what the bullets are for, you twit!
Okay. I'm gonna get your money for you. But if you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you know what's gonna happen to you?
What?
You're gonna have to answer to the Coca-Cola Company.
Do you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
With this timeless, ironic quality, the game does manage to touch upon a bit of philosophical profundity. And though it never does it too seriously, we feel it worth mentioning because these notes are what we nerd out about as much as anything else. There are many obvious bits between the factions that roam this world. Between the Institute, the Minutemen, the Children of Atom, the Raiders, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Gunners, and the Railroad.
Stop right there.
Go find milk of human kindness with Strong.
Why don't you get down here? Gotcha!
There we go.
An enemy may be utilizing stealth. How interesting.
Hope you didn't mind the reception. When you tango with the Institute, you gotta be careful when someone new gets on the dance floor.
We've got your coordinates. Fire incoming on your target.
You could engage with Jake and the enormous cast of characters that come with Sim Settlements.
Everything's taken care of.
Well, all right. Nice to see a happy ending.
Utilizing ASAMs to explore new ways to interact with, build, and manage your settlements, as well as a ton of additional story-driven quests throughout the entire wasteland.
Yes, human has strange power. He catches nukes, but no boom.
Yeah, no boom. I don't think they realize these nukes are just empty shells. I just use them because they're shaped like footballs. When I tried to explain it, a couple of them got curious, and I've been teaching them the game ever since.
When we master football, we will know how to stop the Fat Man. We will catch all the nukes.
Super mutant logic. Gotta love it.
I'll hear what you have to say, but make it quick.
Ma'am, I'm with the Commonwealth Police Department, and we need your help. We need your expertise. We need Judge Bishop.
You need Judge Bishop? Now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Police? Now that's another one.
Ma'am, we're building the force back up. But without an independent judiciary, we're little more than vigilantes.
And you think that bothers me? Maybe this land needs more vigilantes. Bringing law to the wealth. Might as well try to mop up a river.
What would it take to convince you?
I'm a decrepit old woman. Career and family long gone. Living a peaceful life with this great view. What do you think could possibly shift me?
Well, ma'am, I did bring you this.
Well, I'll be. This is a blast from the past and no mistake. Where did you...
We've secured Boston Library, and we're set to ensure our officers know about the law. That book's author wanted everyone to see justice done right.
Yes, she did. But that was a long time ago. You understand the word independent, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
An independent judiciary would need to be just that. Not just someone to rubber stamp your actions.
Couldn't agree more.
Glad to hear it. I'll think about what you said. I'll be checking up on your deeds, and I just might. No promises, though. Now let me have my peaceful view back. You're making me feel old with all these yes ma'ams and ancient books.
Yes, ma'am. Hope we meet again soon.
Hey, robot.
Scanning.
Listen carefully. This statement is a lie. Am I telling the truth?
Error. Error.
Oh, that is it!
People of the Commonwealth, do not interfere. Our intentions are peaceful. We are the Brotherhood of Steel.
One of the cool things about this, and many of the games we gravitate toward, is the meta idea that the gameplay becomes an exercise in free will, and what we choose to do with the world we're immersed in, with a variety of conclusions and consequences. Where you start and what happens to the world at large is arguably predetermined and beyond your direct control. But what you do from there is decidedly up to you. And in Fallout 4, the choices you make often realize visible changes across the world you inhabit.
What would the results of this choice be? I'd like to make a well-informed decision.
We're so happy to welcome you to Nuka World! Now, before you set off on your grand Nuka adventure, let me tell you about... Error.
Are you finished wasting my time, you filthy low-life scabber? 'Cause I'm getting bored, and when I get bored, I get violent.
Wait, what did you just say?
Oh, what's wrong, dirtbag? Too hopped up on chems to understand English?
Have any questions about Nuka World? I'd be delighted.
Why can't you just leave?
I require verbal or written authorization. Actually, any Vault-Tec employee, even you, could authorize me. You must be Vault-Tec, or you couldn't possibly be here.
I am so authorized. You are released.
There are countless ways to play through Fallout 4, and though there are a few actions that the game will disallow, it still is one of the broader open-world designs we've had the pleasure of experiencing, with mods giving you even more options and possibilities for how the main storyline concludes.
Holy shit!
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations.
But I think we've been talking long enough.
We both know how this has to end.
So even as the question of free will is given in contextual supposition to synths, their consciousness, their existence, so too are you, playing through your own exercise of the same concept. A wondrously self-reflexive loop to some of the core narrative tenets in the game. Throw all that into an impressively expansive map of possibilities for exploration, side story, bits of lore, and discovery, and you have yourself the award-winning world-building and narrative game experience that is Bethesda's Fallout 4.
Also, when they go down into the mine, everyone will still be alive. There will be no shocking memories, and the prevailing motion will be one of nostalgia for those left behind, combined with a spirit of bold curiosity for the adventure ahead.
Mr. President, we must not allow a mine shaft gap.
Sir, I have a plan. Monsieur! I can walk!
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny
I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this. Before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant, and the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This was not the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I thought, I hoped I could find my family. Cheat time, make us whole again, the way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed. The road ahead will be hard. This time I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.